What's up, guys? Jody Dean here, Mr. Hunting the Dead. Getting ready to do a one-on-one session right now. Not really feeling the best today, but I'm going to do this because I've had this book with this young lady for several days now, and I'm just hoping really to make communication with whoever she wants to communicate with. And I think it's going to be pretty successful. I've got a really good feeling right now, even though I'm a little under the weather. Like, I feel like something good is about to happen. So that's a good thing. If you want to book a one-on-one session, it's $50 to keep it private, or for an extra $70, I will film it, I will edit it, I will put it on my YouTube channel. And that's really the best way to go, because if we capture evidence, you want to be able to go back and see it, and that way I can tag it for you and you'll know what was said. With that said, it's very easy to do. There is a link that is in the description below, and you just make the payment. You send me an email and say, hey, I want to schedule my session, and then we do it within 2 to 3 days. So anyways, I'm contacting Dee right now. I think it's gonna go pretty good. Pretty excited. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Jody. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I was going to message you a few minutes before I called you, but I looked at the time and was like, I don't have time. I'm just going to call now. So.
Actually, it's funny. I've been sitting here waiting, and then I remembered something, and I wanted to go get it for the session because my dad made it himself. My dad passed away, so I wanted to have it in my hands because he had his hands on it. And of course, you called right as soon as that happened.
Oh wow! And what is it? What do you have there?
It's my dad was a machinist, and so he made these paperweights for me and my mother with our names on them.
Oh wow!
And
That's
I've
really
had this
cool.
since I was I want to say about 12 or 13 years old. Yeah, so he passed away. It'll be 9 years. But I thought, because he did it. He put his hands on it. He did it himself. So
Right.
maybe I get some energy from it.
Yeah, definitely a good trigger object there. And so your father's who we are trying to contact tonight.
Actually, a different story. If that comes through, that's great. So many years ago, I had a very strong paranormal experience. My family's been experiencing these things for many years.
Mm-hmm.
But myself personally, I came upon something very, very bad, horrible. I was 17. Look, I'm getting the chills just even
Oh
thinking about it.
wow. Okay.
So, it was a new subdivision where one had never been built on that side of the road, and we're talking Connecticut. So, there was a poorhouse there. There was Diamond Matchstick Company back in the day, stone walls from the 1800s. I mean, it was a very old farming community. It was a brand new subdivision. Nothing had ever been built on that side of the mountain or the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so my boyfriend and I, of course, being 17, we went down and parked, and we're down at this little cul-de-sac, and all of a sudden I just got chills, head to toe. Something was watching us. And I say thing because it wasn't a person. It was something.
Right.
And so I was like, John, we gotta go. We've gotta go. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go now. And so he opened the door to get in the front seat, and the light in the car just started flashing. It wouldn't stop. The car wouldn't start.
Ooh.
So I climb in the front seat. I'm like, you gotta get us out of here. You gotta get us out of here. If you don't get us out of here, we're walking out of here. We're getting out of here now. It was that bad. It was that strong.
Wow.
He tried again. The car would not start. He closed the door. Now the door is closed and the light's flashing. Overhead light in the car. And I just got really angry. I got really mad. I'm like, you have to start this car now. You don't understand. Figure it out. And the car started. So I don't know if I pushed it away with my, get
Right.
off us, whatever. So needless to say, we never went down there again. But we moved into a brand new house in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were all the way on the other side of the loop. So it was probably 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. For the rest of the time that I lived there was my senior year. For the rest of the time I lived there, it would watch me from across the street, whatever it was.
Wow. Okay.
So I had, it was a French tutor, so I had windows all front of my room.
Mm-hmm.
And I would stand there at night, Jody, and just stare across the street because I knew it was there. It just wouldn't leave me alone. As soon as I graduated, I moved out. I was like, that's it, I'm gone.
Right.
And I shut myself off completely. I really felt like whatever it was could follow me. So, my mom's seeing things and hearing things, and my brother does too. And me, I'm like, nope, I want no part of it. So this is, this is sort of going on. I'm going to have my 30th high school reunion. So we're talking 30 years ago.
Damn.
And I've pretty much been shut down since then. YouTube, started watching videos, came across your channel, listened to you live one night, and all of a sudden, I don't know if it just opened me up or opened whatever, um, weird things around my house. My bedroom light, the overhead light flashing, and not just like a power surge, flashing, like this.
Right.
When we go out, we leave 2 specific lights on for the dogs. I'll come home, those switches are off. One of the spookiest things was I do smoke. I went out for a cigarette. I love my backyard. It's my nature preserve.
Right.
I'm very in with nature. So I went out there, and I was just about to sit down in my chair, and I hear in the steadiest, calmest of voice that I didn't recognize, "Kill you."
Ooh. Okay.
And so, me knowing how to shut it down, right?
Right.
I've shut it down for so many years. I just stood for a second, and then I just sat in my chair, and I had my cigarette. I completely ignored it, and just went about my day. But before I came back in the house, I said a prayer and said, "You're not welcome here. You can't come in. You can't follow me in."
Mm-hmm. Good.
But this is my protected place. You are not allowed. The next day, my husband was having a worker here working on the electrical, and he cut a line. And out of the corner of the yard where I heard the voice, a transformer sparked through the whole tree. Like that corner of the yard. Well, I was out there having a cigarette, saw the whole thing, and I'm like,
right.
Okay. So was that someone trying to protect me because they knew this was going to happen? Or because I opened myself up, is this thing back?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't feel it as strong as I did back in the day, but definitely something is here. Nightmares. I was having a doozy of a nightmare. Horrible. I wasn't me, though. And that's the weird thing. I wasn't me.
Right.
I was somebody else's eyes through this whole nightmare and this mental hospital. I mean, just the weirdest thing. And I felt a big, heavy something on the bed. And I thought it was one of my dogs jumping on the bed. It was that heavy.
Right.
And it wasn't. I woke up, the dogs were all sound asleep. It was 4:44 a.m.
Ooh, okay.
So, I looked at the clock and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, it really felt like something. So what I really want you to do is try and see if you can communicate if it's still here.
Right.
I'm getting little things. It's not as strong. Because I've been working on protection, but strangest thing is, I think it was in me and I forced it out, and now it's trying to come back.
Well, from listening to your story here, I mean, the first thing I would say is it sounds to me like you did a good job at shutting this down. You did a good job at saying your prayer and letting it know that it's not welcome in your home. It sounds like you followed all the right footsteps. So it probably is a presence, I'm guessing, that is lingering around, waiting for a window of opportunity. And you know what? Maybe it sees with your interest in the paranormal.
It opened me back up. It really did. It opened me back up.
Right.
I definitely seen, before I really started working on shutting it down, I was seeing dark shadows. It's changed now to I'm seeing white mist. So I think that might be my protector. And that's another story. But he's been with me since I was 20.
Okay.
So
So that plays a big part in all this as well. Then I mean that's
Yeah.
well, that's good. Let me ask you this question: if you heard the voice of this thing that has possibly been following you all this time, do you think you would recognize it? Have you heard it so clearly in your ear before, like through whispers or out of nowhere when nobody else is around, that maybe you could say, "Wow, that's it."
Yeah, I definitely would. I
Okay.
definitely would. Like I said, I got the chills right now. Yesterday, man, we were getting dressed to go out, and I was wearing, like a tank top dress. And he goes, "Where did all those bruises on your back come from?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So let me try to see if you can see that. It's probably too bright, but
Oh my God. All right. Well, now I'm very interested to see because when it's inflicting bruises and scratches and other things of that nature, and you feel that dark presence, it's usually never a good thing. Doesn't mean it's demonic. Could just be an evil entity, a mean, nasty person once upon a time that is now a spirit and is mean and nasty in their spirit life. I mean, that's what most likely it is. Let's hope that's what it is. Now, did I see that you're from Florida too? You live in Florida?
yeah, I'm in Sarasota.
Holy cow. Okay, so we're not light years away from each other here. We're
Not at all.
all
I
right.
would like to, the previous owners of my home,
Mm-hmm.
both the husband and wife passed away in this house.
If it gets worse or if it's something that you feel is just not going to go away, at some point you just let me know. Whenever I'm in your neck of the woods, I don't mind to swing by. So,
Sure.
never know what we can find out this way and that way, and whatever we can do to figure out what it is, we'll do it. All right, guys. So we were just talking to Dee there. She gave us a lot of information. That's good, man, that you guys can hear in depth what kind of stuff she is going through. And she's been dealing with this for quite a while. It seems like on and off, but yet and still, like it always makes its way back. So if that window of opportunity is open, it seems like that's when it's trying to creep in. So we're going to do this session now, find out if it will tell us what it is, what it wants, its name, anything that we can use against it. And if it doesn't work, then hey, I may very well end up going over there and helping her out myself. So we're going to get started right now. Getting ready to start right now. She said she just got really cold as I'm getting ready to turn this on. All things to note, don't ever write anything off. I want to know what's on her side. If you're standing in that room right now, if you're in her circle, if you're in her space, I want you to speak to me through this computer. You can hear yourself. You can hear yourself through this box. Will you tell us what your name is? Feel like it's standing to you're looking at me, it's standing to your left, behind your left shoulder, right there in that doorway. I don't necessarily see it there, I feel it there. Why don't you tell us what you want? Are you jealous of her life? Relationship? That was a little little snarly there. Hey. Evidence. It's definitely not wanting to come in the room. So when you said you're not letting it come in the room, that makes a lot of sense because it is standing there like watching your every move. Feel like his name is David. I don't the name David. Is that your name? Yes or no? Looked like there was just a face. Oh my God, I'll have to go back and circle that. That was crazy.
Did he just say I want you?
As soon as you got up, there was a face.
In the TV?
Can you come inside the room?
I feel something. It's heavy.
Well, that's exactly what you should be feeling. That's When they're a strong entity, that's exactly what you feel. That heaviness. Almost like it's pressure seeping into your head. It's trying to do. I'm a patient.
Mike. Did you say Mike?
Sounded like Mike.
That's my dad. It sounded like him. It sounded just like him.
Mike, are you there right now, watching over her, making sure this doesn't hurt her? Do you see what she has there? Please. Whoever David is, since the name David, he's a skinny, short, bald-headed man, very evil, nasty, mean, bad attitude.
Attached to me? Is that who I picked up?
Well, it sounded like yes. That might have been your friend telling you yes. But what I'm getting from it, he won't look at me. He's looking at you, and he's looking very unhappy, very angry. Like if you were to look at somebody, like you were gonna go up and punch him, and you were trying to get the guts up to do it. That's kind of how he's like standing there, like stewing at you. Come on, man. It's not the time to be soft now. Pull it out. Tell us what you are, who you are. There's definitely something going on over here. The name David's coming to me. He doesn't look like a happy camper. He actually looks pretty freaking miserable. But for some reason, he's got a vendetta against her. But here's what I'm picking up, is he doesn't actually know her from anything. Like he's just wandered into the picture. He didn't know her whatsoever. And I'm hoping he's going to come through here and talk in a minute. Do you see the evil spirit around your daughter? Do you see a bad presence there? Say, Trisha? Do me a favor. Can you cross these for yes? Don't cross them for no. Just let them be. Is there... I'm getting 3 spirits in her home. Is there 3 spirits in her home? Okay, they're completely crossed. Can you please back away? All the way. All the way.
That's it. That was my dad.
Holy shit. Mike, can you tell us, does Eugene watch over her? Does he come and visit? Instantly, it's wanting to pull. Oh my god. Wow, it's intense. Holy fuck.
And here's what's funny too. You know, my dad and Eugene didn't like each other. So if Dad's here, Eugene may not be.
I better just shut up. Yes, they want me to shut up. They want me to be quiet. Okay.
Is Gil still here?
Is Gil still there, please?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a triple yes right there. Holy fuckamole. Wow.
Angry.
Okay, so Doris, we did a session here. We heard a lot of voices come through. By now, people are watching the edited version of this video, so they're, seeing what we heard. What did you feel like you heard? Did you feel like you heard your dad's tone of voice? Did you feel like you heard Amy? Do you think we made communication with Gil?
I definitely heard Amy in the beginning. Just a little background there. She wasn't a strong person. So I feel like that probably played good, and then she had definitely my dad, very strong person, came through, heard his voice, heard his tone. Definitely him.
Heard his name.
100%.
Right.
The fact that you described Gil without me even telling you who Gil was, I know that's who's been pestering me. And thank you for confirming that it's not the other entity we're talking about. Because that one, you would have been down here, people to come down here next week, because that was way too powerful for me.
Right.
And Gil here, we do some stuff and bring him back down to ground, and he can hang out.
All right. So, wrapping up here with Doris right now with the awesome supporter too. She won the haunted auction in this last stream, which was pretty cool. She got the shirt, haunted artifact from one of my hunts, and a candle that I used during the ritualizing in this last Thursday night stream. So we definitely got some pretty cool responses through there. The stuff that happened with the dowsing rods was pretty amazing. I felt such a strong power come through to my hands, and I felt these rods really wanting to pull together. And there was some responses there, some yeses that were pretty extreme. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I definitely feel something on her side. And what is pretty cool is in the beginning, she had told me somebody died there, but I had no idea who they were. And I started describing what I seen, the skinny, bald head, kind of a shorter man, very, very grumpy, very pissy, just standing there almost just like looking and cussing under his breath, which is weird. Like you would just stand there and stare at somebody like that. But she is living in what used to be his home. So come to find out, there was a guy that died there. His name is Gil, and they said that he's a really grumpy old bastard. So she is doing some remodeling there, and that kind of stuff can definitely amp up paranormal activity. When you mess with somebody's home, even when they're dead, man. I mean, I want to die in this place I live in. When I die, you can bet your ass if anybody comes in here, moves in here, I'm going to haunt the fuck out of them. So, yeah, but pretty cool session with D. I'm excited I got to do it. If anybody wants to book one, hit me up. It's Jody Dean, Mr. Hunting the Dead. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, and until next time.